Paleoart, not to be confused with a cave painting made by early man, is the artistical reconstruction of the possible life appearance of a prehistoric species or habitat. I'm going to explain what is paleoart and how it developed, helped with an interview with an amateur paleoartist known as Paleo. When the first fossil remains of prehistoric fauna were discovered, paleontologists had a desire to see what the animals looked like when they were alive. Something impossible. The only solution was, of course, art. In the later years, as more discoveries were made, reconstruction of these beasts were made, and that's how paleoart developed. In the same moment, these remains brought an intense public awareness. But with only some scraps of the fossil remains found, something that is very common since hardly a life form conserved completely, early paleontologists and paleoartists had very little knowledge, and this led to paleoartistical reconstructions that show draconic monsters and other reconstructions that, for today's standards, are inaccurate. The sculptures found near the Crystal Palace are a perfect example of this kind of reconstructions. They were made by Benjamin Waterhouse Hogan, under the scientific direction of the very first paleontologist, Sir Richard Owen. As science marched on, more and more discoveries were made. For example, the first quadrupedal behemoth depicted by early paleoartists are now changed into bipedal lumbering beasts, as it's possible to observe in the very influential artistic depictions of Charles Robert Knight. His reconstructions are known to be very naturalistic, showing sometimes fast-moving dinosaurs like the famous leaping lelapes, coincidentally anticipating future discoveries. In fact, a century later, with the discovery of Deinonychus anthropus, made by Robert T. Becker, we enter the so-called dinosaur renaissance. Now, dinosaurs and other pre-Mesozoic reptiles are shown as fast and smart creatures, and more bird-like. These new discoveries are the base of an image of dinosaurs and other prehistoric life we're familiar with, especially thanks to a well-known movie, Jurassic Park. Made in 1993, it was the first to depict smart, fast-moving dinosaurs. This movie basically defined the depiction of dinosaurs in the media, and still today. However, the problem of this movie and other representations is that prehistoric life is depicted as violent beasts that fight each other all the time. This misconception exists because we tend to forget that these creatures are not the bloodthirsty monsters commonly found in movies, novels, etc., but just animals that live in our planet before us. Any prehistoric creature would probably have behaved in the same way as modern species. Another problem is the so-called skin wrapping. So common during the dinosaur renaissance, but still found in some paleoart today, it happens when a prehistoric creature is reconstructed, wrapping the skin to the skeleton without adding tissue like muscle or fat. During the 21st century, new discoveries dramatically changed more the way we see dinosaurs. The so-called soft dinosaur revolution began. Now the terrible lizards are more bird-like. The first hypothesis that linked dinosaurs and birds now became a fact. And thanks to the discovery of Sinosauropteryx, Eutyrannus, and many other species,